Alright, so I was just walking through like the main city center of Brno. I realized that I haven't actually described like Brno itself. So I figured I should do that. So today I had like one thing that I really needed to do besides like my homework. And that was get tickets. I'm planning on spending a week in London. I've decided London, and I might spend like half it in Paris. I'm not sure yet, but they're really cheap tickets for like 15 euros, which is like $20 to London. But I have to buy them by tomorrow if they're not already sold out. So I'm planning on doing that. So I had to figure out the tickets are from Bratislava, um, so I have to get to Bratislava. So I decided to go by train. So I went to the train station today and picked that up. So what set me off on like describing Brno was when I went to this place in the main city center. It's a falafel place. And it's called Nom Nom. It's like MNAM. So it's Nom Nom. And the guy there who works there speaks English really, really well. And he like knows all of the Americans now because it's like our American embassy. So whenever I have a really tough day, I always go there. And it's awesome. So I was going there and walking around and just like kind of thinking of like the experiences I've had that are like really not normal for anywhere, but I'm assuming Brno. Um, so like in the city center, there's like a big square and they hold all of their events there. Um, and a few weeks ago there was it was like a wine festival, I guess. It was actually no, it was the unveiling of a new like clock, but it doesn't really look like a clock. It looks extremely phallic, and that's everyone's first thought. Is like, why would they put that in the middle of this? It's like it like revolves and it's like really pretty disturbing. So there's a huge festival for that, um, and there were booths all around, and half of the booths were for wine, and then some of the other ones were like actually ceramic stands, which is where I got this giant mug that I'm in love with. I got it for like 100 crowns, which is like $5, which is super super cheap, and it's really good. And the guy was actually throwing outside, like next to his booth, and it was so cool. And I just wanted to be like, love me, so I could play with your like clay and it'd be so much fun. So I got his. I mean, he didn't speak any English. I wish he did, so we could have talked about ceramics. But I took his card and hoping that he had like a shop in the town, so I could like go and visit, but I don't think he does. But so that happened, and then also in the center there was like a bunch of contests going on just like throughout the day. I actually uploaded a video on Facebook. I should probably upload it on YouTube. So it's like really hilarious. It's this Czech guy singing uh, New York, New York, I think. Some song about New York with a really strong Czech accent, and it's awesome. It's so, so cool. There are also like dance offs going on. A bunch of people were like having a dance contest to uh, that one Men in Black song. I don't remember, but they just played it over and over and over, and it was ridiculous. The little kid was dancing to Michael Jackson. So it was really good. But Brno itself is, I mean, it looks really, like, it's pretty amazing. All the buildings are really old and really, like, highly decorated, which is awesome. But it's, like, a little bit ghetto. Like, it's kind of trashy. And, like, if you go outside of the city center, it's, like, really not very well kept up. It's kind of gross, but I mean, I really love it. Like what I said before, there's graffiti everywhere, which I actually really like. Um, but there are a bunch of people of like every age. There are thousands of students who go to Maastricht University, which is kind of like NYU in that it's like scattered around the whole city. Um, but so there are a lot of like 20 to 30 year olds, and there are a lot of like elderly, and we all use public transportation, which is actually really cool. It makes me really upset that like public transportation is not more prevalent in America, um, because it's just such a good system. And also, along with that, like the plastic bag things. I think that like being environmentally conscious here is like not actually a big deal. Like no one thinks anything of it because it's just kind of like second nature. It also might just be cheaper, just I don't know, something else. But speaking of, poverty level is pretty high. There are a lot of oh man, there are a lot of street performers. There are like a lot of guitar players, but I've seen some like accordionists. One day I saw a xylophone player. It was the coolest thing. It was so cool. Um, so there are all kinds of street performers around, and then there are a lot of homeless people that live in this like underground area. A lot of Brno is actually underground, which is a really good use of space. Like a lot of restaurants are either outside or underground. But there's one place to go to Tesco, which is kind of like the Walmart of Brno. You have to go like underground and then through this long like passageway, and then out to Tesco. But in that passageway, it's so weird because it's like you go down and there are a ton of homeless people who are living there, and it's supposed to be like kind of dangerous, but it's not so bad. But it like as you're walking down, it just like reeks of urine. It's like awful. But as soon as you get down into like the main like tunnel, it smells like candy. It smells like oatmeal cookies and chocolates, and it's like the best smell ever. It's the most ridiculous thing, but it's because there are a bunch of chocolate shops all around down there, like chocolate shops and shoe shops, which is a little weird. Um, so that's really cool. I love that. But at night, when the chocolate shops are closed, I found yesterday it's a lot smellier and a lot scarier. It's not as fun, but it's a pretty cool place. Actually, the first time I went down there, Jared and I saw two guys breaking out in a fight next to a Burchak stand, and Burchak is like, I'll explain that in a minute. They're like fighting, like they're like tearing their shirts off and like punching each other, and Jared was like, "Oh my god, they're getting in a fight!" And I was like, "Yeah, Jared, we should leave." And Jared was like, "No, let's keep watching." I was like, Jared, let's leave." So we left, and I don't think he's forgiven me yet. But Burchak is this really is just a long rant of everything that's going on in Brno. Burchak is it's really sketchy. It's basically like I think the translation is something like young wine, but basically it's street wine, which is like homemade, and it's like new wine that's like just been fermented, and I think it's mixed with like sparkling grape juice. So it's like pretty weak, but it's really good, and people just drink it on the street all the time. And so like in a day, I'll pass maybe 5 Burchak stands. Um, but I bought like a liter of it, and what happens is like they'll give you the like juice, and you're supposed to bring them back the bottle, I think. So like the bottle I got was used already, and it was like super sketchy, and I brought it back to Allison, and she was like not for it. And it was my second time trying it. The first time I had it, I really liked it. And the second time with the liter bottle, it was just so sketchy that we couldn't finish it. Um, so that was good. That's like a new traditional thing of Czech Republic, I guess. Um, and then also another like eating tradition is well, okay. Well, first of all, there's a lot of pizza everywhere, but they have like really thin pizza, like New York style pizza, but it's huge. Like there's this one place called Big Pizza, which is like kind of awful actually, but each slice is a quarter of a pizza. It's ridiculous, but it's really like it's good in that, and it's really cheap, but it's like not spectacular. But the other like Czech tradition is fried cheese, and it's not like mozzarella sticks. It's like a big, huge slab of cheese that's just fried. So that's I actually have never ordered that. Allison had it, and she thought she was gonna die afterwards, but it's pretty good. Also, they have this really delicious soup that I've been craving, which is it's like basically beef in chicken broth with a ton of garlic and um, like basically croutons on top, and the bottom is just like a huge thing of melted mozzarella cheese. It's so good. It's like absurdly delicious. Like all of my favorite things in one. So, um, that's like another food thing here. I actually haven't gone to the canteen yet, which is like next door, but I'm so afraid to use it because apparently no one there speaks English. But Allison's gonna take me there because she's gone a couple times. But mostly we've just been cooking in here. Tomorrow we're gonna have another burrito night and invite everyone over, which should be really really good. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. Oh, the weather in Brno. Okay, so as soon as I got here, um, it was like already really overcast, but it was like not bad. I mean, my favorite weather is like overcast, but it's pretty much stayed this way the entire time. Like, there are a few days of sun, which is really nice, but it's basically like, um, for the most part, in the beginning, it was like cool, coolish, and then as soon as you moved, it's like 5 trillion degrees, and there's like the train stop right at the bottom of this hill next to our dorms. So we have to climb this huge, really, really steep hill every time we go up to our rooms. So like up that hill, you're just sweating like crazy, and if you stop, you like freeze. So it's kind of crazy, but it's getting colder, and Allison and I have like regular jackets, and then we have like winter jackets, and we have no in between. So it's kind of hard. But so we're dealing with that. But I mean, I still really like the weather. Besides when it rained really hard in Kutna Hora, it's been nice. So, I mean, that's basically Brno. It's dirty and full of alcohol. And um, on the trains, people get up for old people, which is nice. Uh, that's about it. Right.